my channel. My name is Day Rogers and I am the owner of R.E.A.L, redefining every aspect of life. I do want to share something pretty exciting with you guys. I'm going to be getting shirts very soon, so they will look very similar to these. If you have any thoughts, any constructive criticism, any ideas that you'd like to share about these shirts, or even if you just want to let me know if you like them or you don't, feel free to comment down below, DM me on my social media outlets. Whatever you want to do, that's fine with me. I'm very open to constructive criticism about anything, so let me know what you think. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and get into this video. So today we are going to be talking about feeding your focus and starving your distractions. So I recently did a challenge on my Instagram, and it was ultimately about challenging yourself to eliminate something out of your life for a week that was a distraction to your goals or to whatever you were trying to accomplish in your life. So shout out to everybody who completed that challenge, and thank you guys for participating. We will be continuing to do things like that to get you guys involved and ultimately help you live a more productive life. So if you missed it, don't worry, just follow me, continue to follow me, and we'll have more to come. So I wanted to start by mentioning that because it was a really good segment into this video. So focus. Focus is very important. If you are not focusing, you are not being productive. You are not living your most optimal life. And I do want to say this, I'm not just referring to focusing when it comes down to your monetary goals or your career goals or just, a job or anything like that. Focus is all around you every day in everything that you do. Being able to focus is extremely important because if you're not able to focus, you're ultimately distracted. So we have to just start by understanding how important focus is into living a happy, productive life. And the thing is, a lot of people feel like focus is something that you gain from a one-time thing. In other words, people feel like, okay, I have a planner, I know what I'm doing this month, I'm pretty focused. No, focus is much more in depth than that, rather. Being able to focus is a skill that is related to maturity. If you're not able to focus on things that are important and things that are productive to your life, you're ultimately not being able to focus on what you want to do with your life. And you're going to wake up one day feeling lost. And that feeling can be so overwhelming. I'm sure some of you have felt it before. Feeling like you don't have a direction. Feeling like you don't know what's the next step. Maybe you feel like you don't really have a purpose. All of that boils down to your focus. I don't know if you guys have heard of the mindfulness movement, but it's basically about being mindful of what you do, what you decide to make a goal of yours, what you decide to put on your to-do list for each day or each week or what have you. And ultimately being mindful is also a part of being focused. Being focused is not just about being productive. It's not just about getting things accomplished though. It's about being mindful of everything that you're doing and everything that you're including yourself in. And if you're not being focused, you can find yourself confused about where to go next. So the first thing to consider when we're talking about feeding our focus is figuring out what your focus is. You really have to take time to analyze your life and really see what are you doing on a day-to-day basis. What clubs are you involved in? What jobs are you working? What books are you reading? Who are you calling each day? You can't know what to feed if you don't know what the focus is. So definitely being able to identify what your focus is. And this comes from things like setting goals. Taking time with yourself. You have to take time with yourself to truly understand what it is that you want. What do you want out of life? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be at the end of this week? So definitely take the time to identify your focus. You could be focused on a lot of different things, but it's important for you to be able to list those things out and figure out the steps that you're going to take to make sure you're being full force focused on these things. So definitely take some time to identify what you want to be focused on. It's also very important to not be too busy. I know we live in this world where we feel like multitasking is the new wave and it's very productive. Let me end that false rhetoric right now. Multitasking is not productive. So if you think that you can do this assignment, do that assignment, do this job and be able to do that responsibility, it's not going to work. And I know a lot of times we feel like we do our best work under pressure, and we do, we fulfill our focus and what we're trying to do the best when we're stressed and, discombobulated. But that's not true, friends. It's just not true. So in that process of finding your focus, you also need to identify those busy moments, what I like to call them. If it's things that are taking up your time and they are not necessarily something that are being productive to your life, that is not something you should be focused on. So in defining your focus, you're going to come upon a lot of different things, more than likely, that you have been involved in or you thought was a part of your mission and your plan. But when you actually get intentional about figuring out what your focus is, you may have to eliminate some of those things, and that's okay. Outside of that, also remember that you can't be too busy with things like social media and going out. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to those 5 minutes that you spend on Instagram in between each assignment. Learn to say no to that friend that always wants to go to dinner or always wants to go out to a nightclub. Learn to say no to yourself and to others when it comes to things that are not productive and not going to feed your focus. Those moments that you take to distract your mind and get a break from what you're focusing on, when you come back to what you're focusing on, now your focus is going to be thrown off, altered, shifted. Stop taking breaks. Stop getting distracted. Stop thinking that social media breaks or conversations with your friend or playing a game or whatever it may be is going to make you more productive, because it actually won't. And it takes even more time for you to get back focused on what you were doing before. So now, let's talk about distractions. So we kind of touched on it already with those busy moments and learning to say no. But you have to understand, guys, starving your distractions is very hard. Some of you may know this and some of you may not. We have to learn to be more disciplined. Starving your distractions is all about discipline. It is an active effort that we have to take to make sure that we are not being involved with things that are not related to our focus. It will always be a time to go out, to go get drinks, to take a nap. It will be time for that some point in your life. But if you are on a path of goal-oriented actions and you're really honing in on your focus and what you have decided is the focus of your life, your distractions can be very tempting. Because although your focus may be something that you enjoy and that you love and that you're passionate about, it's still work. Being focused and being intentional about being focused, setting those goals, accomplishing them is work. It is hard. It's not going to be easy. You need to learn to tell yourself and force yourself to be disciplined. Saying no. I know it's kind of going back to some of the points I just made originally, but it all ties in together. You have to learn how to say no to yourself and to other people. And that is where discipline comes in. You can't continue on this path of, okay, well, I'll get it done. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get this done later. It doesn't matter if you think you have time later. Do not put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And that is very important into feeding your focus. Starving your distractions is going to be a constant battle. Again, it's not easy saying no to going out. It's not easy saying no to a nap. It's not easy doing any of those things. But the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And we live in this time of YOLO. You only live once. Enjoy college or enjoy your free time or enjoy your off time. I understand it. I like to have fun. I like to let loose and be able to have a glass of wine here and there and just relax. But you have to get disciplined enough to where you can do those things and not become too distracted, or to the point where you learn how to do those things at the right time. You have to be more disciplined with yourself before you think that you can give yourself that luxury. We have this idea of self-entitlement. This is my life and I deserve to be able to do what I want, and I deserve to go where I want and hang with who I want, and I can do this on my own time. You're right, but there are consequences to every decision you make. So you have to be real with yourself and being able to understand the consequences and decide if you can live with them or not. And if you're still saying to yourself, I'm just going to go ahead and go out, I'm going to do my work tomorrow, or I'm going to take a nap and I'll finish it up later tonight, or I'm going to go ahead and get on this phone call with my girls because I want to get the latest gossip and I'll figure out this assignment later. You have to realize that there are consequences to that. And the more you decide to give in and to not stay devoted to yourself, because ultimately that's who you're staying devoted to or not, is yourself. You making these other choices that distract you from your goals and from your focus is not going to hurt anyone but you. But the more you do that, the harder it's going to be to get in that rhythm and that pattern of discipline and focus and being able to starve those distractions. And it's very important for you to be aware of that. And if you're at the place where you feel like it doesn't matter, it's whatever, then I'm here to tell you that you're not focused and you're not going to be able to live your most productive and ultimately your happiest life. So I don't want you to leave this video feeling like this is so hard, this is so challenging, because even though it is a challenge, even though it may be hard, it is doable. It is completely doable. You can do it. You are capable. You are able. You can do whatever you set your mind to. We're redefining every aspect of life. And although you may not have been doing it right before, it's never too late. The sooner, the better. And a few different things that I like to do to help my focus is taking that personal time with myself. That is not something that you need to do once every blue moon. You need to consistently take personal time with yourself to really reflect on what you have going on in your life. Your goals may shift, your focus may shift, but if you don't take that intentional time to figure out where your focus is in that moment of your life, you're still going to be lost. Get a planner. If you do not have a planner, please get one. Please get more organized. You know, it's okay here and there to write to-do lists in your phone or on a paper for the day. That's fine. But you should ultimately have a planner or an agenda that lays out each month, each week, each day for you. What are the meetings you're going to? What time are you allocating for yourself? When are you going to the gym? When do you have class? When do you have work? Are you taking out time to reach out to family members? Are you taking out time to reach out to loved ones or your partner? How is that looking for you? Stop letting your life be so passive. You should know what you're doing each day, each week to fulfill your focus. And remember, guys, to learn to say no. It is okay to say no. I struggle with saying no. I know when you live a life of wanting to help people and give back and being philanthropic, as I like to be, volunteering, that's great. But if you do not spend the time you need to spend on your focus, you won't be able to give as much as you want to particular people. In other words, with me wanting to be a motivational speaker and wanting to reach out to different demographics and motivate you, if I'm spending all of my time doing these, you know, odd jobs or helping this group of people or helping that group of people, how will I ever be able to feel my purpose in helping everyone that I speak to? I wouldn't be able to. So definitely remembering not to spread yourself too thin. It's okay to say no. Don't feel bad about saying no. If it is not an activity that's helping you be successful and, you know, really feeding your focus and going into what your focus is, then it's not a necessary activity. And again, it may be uncomfortable the first few times. It may be uncomfortable for a while. But ultimately, you're going to see more success in your life and you're going to get closer to fulfilling your goals and really fulfilling your purpose and your vision in life when you learn to say no and learn to allocate your time to what really matters. So remember, guys, you have to feed your focus consistently. It's not a one-time thing. It is work. It takes effort, but it's doable. And you are able to do whatever you put your mind to. And remember that starving your distractions is equally as important as knowing what your focus is and doing things to fulfill your focus. It's easy to want to take your mind off of what your focus is because your focus is work. It's hard work. It's dedication. But remember that the fruits of your labor are just that, the fruits of your labor. And if you don't have any fruits, it is a reflection of you. Take responsibility for what you choose to do in your day-to-day life and really and truly be intentional about what you include in your life and what you exclude from your life. Remember, we're redefining every aspect of life, and now we're redefining our focus. We're redefining how we focus on things, what we focus on, and what we're not going to allow to be a distraction in our life. I hope that you guys found some knowledge, some encouragement, some insight from this video. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Comment below your thoughts. Let me know what you're going to focus on. Let me know what you're not going to allow yourself to get distracted with. Comment down below. I want to hear it. I want to be able to help encourage you any way that I can. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I truly hope that I was able to reach and touch someone. And I know moving forward, you're going to be living a more productive life as long as you allow yourself to do so. Thanks so much, guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. And remember, we're redefining every aspect of life. It may not be easy, but it's doable, and we're going to do it together.